Okay, part two. We're about to turn on the Switch 2 and kind of go through some of the setup process. I'm going to kind of turn around and see if I can get a decent looking shot of what that looks like. But before that, I want to just go over something I mentioned in the last video. This is the Wii Classic Controller Pro. I was a little wrong on the name. I don't think it was called the Pro 2. There was the original Classic Controller, which was just basically these buttons and these buttons here, and I'm pretty sure it did have the dual sticks, but it only had one set of buttons on the back. And then they made this second classic controller called the Classic Controller Pro, which has these two buttons on the shoulders, and also added these like grippy things for comfort. I don't know if a lot of people even know this weird thing exists, but like all Wii accessories, it would use this proprietary Wii connector to connect to a Wii remote, and then the Wii remote was what would connect to your actual console. So very funky thing. You would basically have this in your hand and then have it connected physically to a Wii remote sitting next to you on your couch, which then would wirelessly connect to your console. And that's how you use this thing to play games. Not a lot of games supported this. Mostly it was used for games that were in the Switch arcade. What did they call it? The virtual console, the Switch, or not Switch, the Wii Virtual Console. Mostly this was made for this. This did work with Super Smash Brothers Brawl, though. This was one of your options to play Smash Brawl. Um, Really bizarre thing that I think a lot of people might not even know exists. Very strange time for Nintendo when just everything was fucking weird and strange. So yeah, there's that. Um, okay, so yeah, next step I guess is just to turn this thing on. So I think let me turn around here. I'm gonna move this guy a little bit, and then I think I should be able to kind of yeah, you can kind of see that. So here we go. Let's turn her on and see what happens. Yeah, it says Nintendo. You can see my head. Very nice and gentle. Okay. You can't really see it that well. There you go. English, still the Americas, classic. We love that. Not gonna read the EULA. Sorry, guys. Internet settings. Okay. Not gonna show this part. I like this music though. This is a fucking bop. Very good. I don't want you to see my wireless password. Connection was successful. And now it's going to update. Select my time zone. Los Angeles / Vancouver. Interesting. Okay, so with Nintendo Switch 2, you can play games wherever you want, however you want. Can stand at whatever angle you want. Just pull out the rear stand. And it also calls out you can now connect the AC adapter to the top of the system. And then hold the release button, pull to the side. Detach the right-hand Joy-Con too, it says. It's making me... It did this on the last one. Select next with the controller you removed. Do you want to connect to a TV and plan a larger screen? I'm going to say later. And they've got an attachment guide. Let's actually go through this real quick. So you can attach the Joy-Con on either side of the controller. Move them, press the button, and slide. Strap in, tighten firmly. To remove a strap, hold the release button. Choose style. You can change it any time. Okay. Ooh, they changed the sound effect and the look when you attach a controller. Check it out. Kind of neat. Okay, and now it's just downloading. So I'm gonna kind of set this up on tabletop mode and let it download. So the next thing I'm gonna do is do my transfer. I'm probably not gonna show the transfer part, but one thing that's interesting that I noted that I was it was new is that apparently when you're transferring this, it will actually transfer your saves for Pokemon games as well as your Animal Crossing Island without you using the separate transfer tool that they made originally. So really weird um, thing about some Nintendo games is that some of them have their own proprietary transfer from the old console to the new one. So your Animal Crossing island, if you do a Switch transfer on from the original Switch, your island will be deleted and be lost unless you go into Animal Crossing and actually prep it separately to be able to transfer over. So I didn't know that, and I lost my Animal Crossing save from 2020 where I had excuse me. God, this cough is persistent. Where I had like 200 hours probably in that game. And on that, so they deleted that on me, which sucked. That was when I switched from my launch Switch to this Monster Hunter. Oh my god, what was that game called? Monster Hunter Japanese one. Can't remember the name of it. That's funny. But yeah, when I switched over to that Monster Hunter game Switch, I lost my Animal Crossing save, which was killer. It didn't warn me that would happen. I had no idea, so it was fun. And also lost all my Pokemon saves that were on that original Switch. So pretty radical stuff there. But apparently, if the internet is to be believed, they have adjusted that transfer process, and now it pulls over your Animal Crossing save and all of your Pokemon saves as long as you do a full console transfer, which is what I intend to do anyways. So that was good news to learn. Hopefully, it's not wrong, and I can just do that. That would be good. It looks like I've got about 2 minutes left on this update. I guess after that, it's just going to be the transfer process. So, probably nothing else I really want to show. This might be it for my launch day coverage of the Switch 2. Maybe I'll do a little system tour after I finish the transfer process. I could do that. I wonder if it's going to look cool. So on the 3DS, when you did a system transfer, little Pikmin would come and grab your save data and move it to the new one on the screen. It was really cute. Like it would show them if you had them side by side, they would kind of run from one to the next one. And that was the nice little Nintendo touch. They don't really do that kind of stuff that often anymore. Uh, the Switch era sort of has a more austere. It's less playful. It's more clean and more like adult and techy, which is kind of a bummer. I sort of miss that silly side of Nintendo that they used to have. But I don't know. Well, okay, actually, the system update's complete, so let's just get right back into it. So we've got system update complete here, and it goes right into system transfer. So yeah, it says you can transfer if you have a Switch, or if you don't have a Switch, it just says don't transfer. About system transfers. When you transfer systems, your data will be copied from one system to the next, so you can pick up playing where you left off. Not all data will be transferred. Data that will transfer: all users, all save data, screenshots and videos, system settings. Data that won't transfer is news. That's it. Okay. Start system transfer. If you have a micro SD express memory card, insert it. I don't have one. First sign into Nintendo account. Okay, so it's just showing me a QR code that I can scan to sign in, which is always nice. So I'm going to scan with my phone and sign into it. Okay. Oh, yeah. Gotta get my 2FA code, of course. Always put 2FA on all your devices, obviously. Now I'm getting a confirmation code that I can put in on my Switch, it says. Okay. So that is done. Okay. And of course, I didn't think about this, but I have to plug the AC adapter in, so bear with me or I gotta get on the floor. It's funny. Hopefully you can't see anything embarrassing while I'm plugging these in underneath the my thing. Desk. The word for desk escaped me. That was cool. Seems like a pretty standard length USB-C cable. Okay. There's that. Oh, I think I need to probably get this ready for data. So I'm going to go. It's showing open the home menu on the original Switch, system, and then. Oh, yeah, there's a special system transfer to Nintendo Switch 2. And now they're searching for each other. All user data will be transferred. It will automatically sign into the Nintendo accounts. Blah, blah, blah. No big deal. Users who aren't linked will be deleted. So any user that is not linked to a Nintendo account on your original Switch will be deleted when it gets Switch transferred to the Switch 2, and all of their data. Oh, cool. Okay, yeah. Save data for the following software will be removed from this system and transferred to the Switch 2. All the Pokemon games, all the Pokemon games I have installed, and Animal Crossing New Horizons. So that is the part that is different. Okay, this system to Nintendo Switch 2. Connected data will not be received. Start download. Great. I'm glad that they fixed that problem. That was very stupid. That was even an issue prior. I know it's because of the very strange way that Nintendo handles some of the save data. So the reason they do that, or the reason that Pokemon and Animal Crossing are the ones that are affected, are because the Pokemon company is very petrified that people are going to create fake Pokemon or save edit some way. So you can't even cloud backup pretty much, I think, any Pokemon game Um, and if you lose your Switch, or if your Switch bricks, you just lose all that data. Um, Moronic, very stupid thing that they do, but it's what they do because they're paranoid about save data editing. Who gives a shit? Who cares? Come on, like that's one of those situations where, because you're afraid that some people might abuse something, that you are going to punish normal users. And what's funny is that hacked Pokemon still wind up everywhere anyways. It doesn't work. Like, whatever they're doing to try and fix that, it doesn't work anyways. So who cares? Like, who gives a shit? Just fucking just let it be. Just let it happen, man. And don't punish your other users. Okay, so it's just giving me a soft beep to let me know it's still working. Looks like we've got about 5 minutes on that transfer, it says. Um, Not long. I've got a ton of games and saves on there, so that's cool that it's quite a quick transfer process. You don't have to sit around for like an hour like you did back in the day for the. I remember the Wii U transfer, or no, when I transferred from the Wii to the Wii U, that was like, it had to be like a 2 hour or something transfer to get all that save data over. Just ridiculous, you know. Like, why would it take so long? It is a boring, just progress bar, no Pikmin or Mario jumping around. Too bad, but it is what it is. Um, yeah. So I guess that's kind of it. I can probably talk for 3 minutes while this goes. I don't know. I have a lot of things to say about Nintendo. I have a lot of thoughts about Nintendo. I'm very excited to use this nice Pro controller. Um, as far as launch games go, excited to play Mario Kart. That's going to be tight. Um, gonna play that Welcome Tour game for sure. Uh, Launch window has Donkey Kong. Very excited for that. It's probably my most anticipated game for this console that's been announced so far. And then there's the Mario or Metroid Prime Beyond, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Thought that would be a little. Honestly, originally when they were announcing it with the Switch 2 announcement, I thought that that was going to be launch day. Uh, Very surprised that still doesn't have a date yet. I guess that could be holiday, but I would expect it'd probably be closer to like September. And then maybe they'll announce another game for for holiday. I still kind of think there's going to be a new Mario. Pretty sure that Donkey Kong is being made by the Mario Odyssey team. So probably not Mario Odyssey 2, which I was kind of expecting because it's been, what, 7 years now since that came out. But I guess this is what they've been working on, is Donkey Kong. So Odyssey 2 is probably farther behind. Um, but that's unconfirmed. Since Nintendo is weird and they don't ever confirm studios that are working on games, I don't think we'll know who actually is developing that Donkey Kong game until it comes out. Donkey Kong Bonanza is what that's called, uh, which is odd. But yeah, it looks like Mario Odyssey. When it initially was being announced on that original Switch 2 announcement video, I thought that was the new Mario Odyssey. I thought it was Mario Odyssey 2. So definitely was a little surprised that it was Donkey Kong, but pleasantly surprised. I like Donkey Kong. And there hasn't been a Donkey Kong game in a long time. Okay, the system did restart. It told me that that was going to happen. It's at 1 minute left at 98% transferred now. So that's a really fast transfer process. Um, it's very cool. I don't know, what else can I show that I got around here. Got the Lego Piranha plant nearby. Here's that guy. He's cool. Oh, you know what I can show that also released recently is the Mario Kart Lego. So here's Mario on the cart. He's a little Lego guy. He's cool. His arms can move. I've got him doing like a let's go type of thingy. And his head moves. You can actually fully remove Mario from the cart, and it's a little figure. It doesn't stand up or anything, but you can sit down if you wanted to display it that way. And then here's the little blue shell that you could get with rewards points. I think this is already gone forever. Lego sometimes does these weird things where you can use their rewards point system to get little bonus things. So they released this cute little blue shell with it. So super neat. It has a little stand that it sits on too when you display it. Uh, it's still transferring. It's been more than a minute. Oh wait, data has been sent. Please wait until the process is complete on the Switch 2. Okay. Okay, so it didn't wipe my original Switch. Um, looks like I still have that. Do I have one of my saves still? I know it said it was going to delete save data for my Pokemon games and for my original or my Animal Crossing island. But yeah, so I still have. Here's my Mario Wonder save still on my original Switch. It did delete Lacey's save, my wife's save, because she does her user account on this Switch isn't connected to her actual Nintendo account. It's connected to her Switch. So I don't know that she was ever gonna play this again, but I think she has a different save now on her actual Switch, so she probably would play that. But interesting to note that happened, and that it deleted the user from this Switch. Kind of weird. So if we wanted to play multiplayer games again, she has to make a new user account, I guess, on this Switch. Kind of funky, but doesn't really matter. This Switch is now fully usable, and the other one is setting the system up 10%. Okay, so looks like this might take a little longer than I thought. I might let it finish and then start a new video. But yeah, there's the initial setup process and a little bit of other random stuff. Okay, we're back. Uh, download has completed. So it says download complete. Please, software will be downloaded later. Next. Next, screenshots and videos will be imported from the micro SD card that was being used. Oh, and it's asking me to insert the micro SD card from the other Switch into the back of this Switch. It's kind of neat. Let me turn this guy off then. That's cool. So that way you can still insert all the rest of that, or have all of that other stuff transferred over. Pretty neat that they did that. And then makes sense because you can always have or both these types of to use this micro SD card, you need to update the system. Okay, kind of weird. It just updated, so that's weird that it's updating again. But I guess it's gonna update again. But yeah, SD and SD Express both can go into the same type of micro SD card slot. So it's neat that you can do that. The micro SD card can actually be used. Screenshots and videos will be copied. This might take a while. Start copying. Apparently, I have 397 screenshots and videos on my Switch's SD card. Interesting. That's crazy. That's kind of a lot, actually. I'm really surprised I had that many. I don't think I realized that I had that many on there. I've kind of been looking around trying to find something to scratch this code off with for Mario Kart. And I think I'm just going to use a knife instead of, because I don't have any coins around because it's 2025. I think it's kind of funny that they don't have a one of those like peel off ones that they use these days. That's a little sticker. Kind of seems like it'd be significantly easier to use one of those. But there we go. Scratched off with a knife, gently, just fine. Get a tissue to wipe up all these metal shavings. I wish we could figure out something better to use than than these weird little shavings that happen when you do these. I don't know. They're probably not actually metal shavings, but I don't know what the material actually is. But yeah, knife works just fine for that. And our copy is just about done. Okay, screenshots and videos were copied to system memory. Okay. Now remove the micro SD card from the system. There we are. Next. Now it wants to restart. And then I'll put this back into my other one. And I'm going to have to look for a micro SD express card somewhere. They're just fairly expensive and sold out everywhere right now. So system transfer complete. Okay. The theme color from the source system will be carried over. Okay. Setup complete. Now, to go to the home menu, press the home button. Cute little fanfare. Okay. And then it's immediately downloading all of the digital software that I had on this, on my original Switch. So let's kind of hear what some of the sounds are. Nice. That's when you go to the users. Oh, cool. Looks like it kept all the time that I've played my software, which is fun. My friend code is the same. Imported my whole friends list. List of characters for the icons. I think, yeah, there seem to be a lot more of these. Holy crap, there's a ton of characters, yeah. Pokemon, Fire Emblem, and then of course a me option. Doesn't look like it imported my me, so that's kind of interesting. Yeah, Nintendo account info. I have a terrible Wi-Fi connection in here, so I'm gonna have to go downstairs to allow it to really connect well. Game chat, Switch Online, game chat, news. Here's the news feed. Let's see if there's any eShop music. eShop. Oh wait, it might show stuff. Yeah, it's asking me to enter my Switch pin. Hang on one second. Yeah, my one problem right now is that in my office I have an awful Wi-Fi connection. I need to get an extender or something, but calling CenturyLink is a pain in the ass. I just normally have everything hardwired, so I don't have to worry about it. All right, so I'm signing in again to my Nintendo account with this QR code again. I just want to see if there's any eShop music, and then that's probably the last thing we'll do. Yes, please remember me. Launch my authenticator again. There we go. Continue on your Switch. No music. Nintendo. Music, please. Okay, so this is one of the things. The Switch. The eShop sucked ass on the Switch one. It was the slowest thing in the world. This seems to be a lot faster. It's like immediate. It's like instant. Yay! Thank God they fixed that. What a nightmare. So what's our launch lineup? Let's see here. Mario Kart World, Cyberpunk 2077, Split Fiction, Switch Welcome Tour, Fortnite Match, Street Fighter 6, Madden. Or wait, that's a pre-order. Let's just go into recent releases. Okay, so yeah, okay, so looks like the Street Fighter 2 or the Switch 2 games have a little Switch 2 banner above them on the eShop. So here's the GameCube, Nintendo Classics. We'll download that for sure. There was a problem in the page couldn't display. I think I might be having some connection issues up here. Or just everything is all fucked because of the because it's the launch day and everyone's everyone's getting their Switch 2s and doing all their stuff with them right now. I have to sign in again. Oh, because it didn't let me do Remember Me last time. Damn it. This is very annoying. Yeah, probably some launch day buggy weirdness, but for the most part, it appears to be working. Anyways, that's about it. Okay, I kind of had forgotten what I was doing. I forgot I was going to show what the launch lineup is right now. So funny, I'm at the recent releases here, and I went down to the first Switch 2 game, and right below it is Hentai Girls DJ Romance right there, which is great. So here's the Switch launch games. We've got Nobunaga's Ambition Complete Edition, which is a port. Street Fighter 6, that's a port. Civilization 7, Switch 2 Edition, a port as well. Sonic and Shadow Generations, also a port, of course. Survival Kids. They had shown this on they had shown this on the Switch like launch video thing. I have no idea really what it is. I probably won't play it. It's $50, which is kind of crazy. Switch to Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom editions. So these are the oh, that's kind of on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. It's an autoplay video. Just hovering over it autoplays a little video. It's kind of annoying. Will both have Nintendo Switch 2 editions. Yeah. So these are just upgraded versions of the game. Okay, so this is kind of complicated, but with the Switch online expansion pack, so the more expensive one that includes like N64 and Game Boy Advance and all that stuff, and also gives you certain DLCs for free, like the Mario Kart 8 DLC and the Animal Crossing DLC. That expansion pass version of Switch Online also gives you the Zelda upgrades for free. Otherwise, I think they're $10 for each game, and they enable like much better resolutions and frame rates on those games. If you're just wanting to just buy them because you've never had a Switch before, the Switch 2 version of Breath of the Wild is $70. The Switch 2 version of Tears of the Kingdom is $80. um, that's fucking crazy. These are old ass games, man. That's insane. But they're gonna make a bajillion dollars for that. Oh, cool. Okay, I didn't know that the Switch 2 version of Puyo Puyo Tetris would be a launch title. That's great. Arcade Archives Ridge Racer. Cool. That's a Switch 2 release or launch day release. Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 is $40. Ridge Racer $17. Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess Switch 2 edition is $40. They've got the Hitman World of Assassination Signature Edition. That's $60. No Man's Sky for Switch 2 is $24, which is a pretty good price for that game. Looks like the Suikoden 1 and 2 remaster is a launch title as well. That's $50. Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma Switch 2 edition, a port, $70. Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time. That game just came out. That game is $62.58. That's kind of weird. But yeah, so that game just came out. That's a Switch 2 launch game. Hogwarts Legacy Switch 2 version is $70. Yakuza 0 Director's Cut. This has some new content, including in the original Yakuza 0, the cutscenes were like weird little still frame things. But this version is $50, and it has full cutscenes apparently, which is cool. You've got a pro bundle of Street Fighter 6. I think that includes the base game was $40 for a Switch 2, and then $60 if you want years 1 and 2 of the DLC fighters, which includes like I don't even remember all the DLC fighters, but I think some of the newer ones are like I think they put Mai in the game from Final Fight, and I think she's the newest one, but that's pretty cool. Yeah, Fortnite obviously is free. Split Fiction is $50. Cyberpunk is $70. They've got the Bravely Default remaster. That's a launch title, so that's awesome. That's $40. Pretty good price, since that's an HD remaster that just launched today. Hogwarts Legacy, $60. I feel like we already saw that. Oh, that the $70 version was the deluxe edition. Fast Fusion, that's a racing game. That's $15. That probably is going to have a lot of competition with Mario Kart World racing game on the Switch too. Deltarune, $25. That's a great launch game for the Switch too. That's going to be Deltarune's chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 2 had already been released previously. 3 and 4 are new as of today. They just released, so that's cool. Switch 2 Welcome Tour, $9.99. And then Mario Kart World, of course, is $80 fucking dollars. So that's your launch games. If we're going off of what's actually brand new today, that's going to be Welcome Tour, Mario Kart World, Deltarune, Bravely Default Flying Fairy, that Ultimate Edition of Cyberpunk, and that Director's Cut of Yakuza 0. Geez, that cough is just brutal. And then obviously the upgraded versions of Zelda. Everything else is and the Ridge Racers game. The Ridge Racer Arcade Archives game is also brand new today. Everything else is a port from another system, which is not a big deal. A lot of people only have this as their only console, so that's really not that surprising. That that would be the only brand new thing. Uh, if you got the Mario Kart bundle, you got Mario Kart for $50 more. That was $500 bundle. Buying just the Switch 2 is $440. So a nice little $30 discount on the $80 Mario Kart game, which is pretty good discount. Thank the Lord that they offered that, because yeah, that's really expensive. That's an expensive Mario Kart game, man. Um, but yeah, that's kind of that. I don't know if there's much else to show here, really, aside from just some like gameplay stuff. As far as what I'm gonna play immediately, I'm gonna play the hell out of that Mario Kart game, and also probably will play a good amount of that Welcome Tour thing, depending on how extensive that is. Very excited to check out those Zelda upgrades, and also play some GameCube games on this thing. I have an old GameCube controller. I also ordered one of those wireless GameCube controllers that they released, because of course I did, man. I mean, look at all these amiibos. You know, I'm a I'm a fucking pay pig for Nintendo. I buy everything. I'm an idiot. I mean, yeah, Mario. Here's the Yoshi riding, or Mario riding Yoshi Lego. We got Pokemon plushies. Like, yeah, it's a problem. I've got more Nintendo Lego all over this fucking room, so it's a problem. But it is what it is. I'm an idiot, but I work for my money. I'm allowed to be stupid with it. Um, One thing that's kind of interesting, I was a little bummed out to see just now that the upgrade for Kirby Lost World, called Kirby Star-Crossed World, I think. I'm pretty sure the game was called Kirby and the Lost World. I'm pretty sure. Um, but yeah, that pre-order that upgrade, for which is a better running Switch 2 version, as well as a a a full expansion, like an extra story expansion. That, it looks like, it's going to be 1999, which is not terrible depending on how long that new story is. But it's not available today. It looks like that's launching August 28th. So was a little surprised to see that. Like there's not a lot of like new Nintendo stuff that's out right now. They're leaning pretty heavily on, looks like, third party support in order to prop up this console launch. And Mario Kart is Mario Kart. Obviously, that's an endlessly replayable game, which is awesome. It's open world plus great multiplayer, obviously, with Mario Kart. So smart thing to launch with. But there's not a real meaty single player game like Donkey Kong or Metroid Prime launching with this console. And then yeah, even like just the expansion story DLC for Kirby isn't out with this console launch. So a little sad to see that. I was kind of hoping there would be something a little bit more meaty to come with the console. But yeah, I've been thinking about replaying Breath of the Wild again, anyways, and try out Master Mode, which I never really got to fully play through when I was originally playing it. So it'll be nice to play it in that better resolution. And then yeah, jumping back into Tears of the Kingdom could be really fun. So there's definitely a lot of new and interesting stuff to do, and I think that Mario Kart game is probably going to be pretty chock full of stuff. It better be for $80, Nintendo. It better be fucking. There better be a lot of single player stuff, open world crap to do. Like, I want this game to be Burnout Paradise plus Mario Kart multiplayer. So um yeah, and then I don't know what GameCube games are out right away. I guess I have a computer in front of me that I can just like see. Like, I can look at the whole internet on my PC, so I can just like really quickly look that up. I know Killer Instinct is there. Killer Instinct Gold. Or wait. No, that's the N64 game. What is the big? Oh yeah, Soul Calibur 2. So it's launching with the original version of Wind Waker. It's launching with Soul Calibur 2, F Zero GX, another racing game, kind of funny. Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario Strikers. Are these all the ones that are out at launch? Or wait, okay, 3 GameCube titles are available on day one: Wind Waker, Soul Calibur 2, and F Zero GX. The ones that they have announced that are coming soon are Super Mario Sunshine, Mario Strikers, and Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, as well as Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness, Pokemon Coliseum, Chibi Robo, and Luigi's Mansion. So again, kind of weird. They're launching it just with 3 games. Like, funky. Yeah. Interesting launch strategy for this console. Maybe they're sort of just kind of anticipating people to take a little bit longer to start buying this thing and have more of a slow rollout of games, so they have more content coming throughout the year. But yeah, funky, interesting. I was gonna buy it anyways, so no surprise there. Oh, and speaking of Amiibo, you might notice I've gotten in here. I pre-ordered I pre-ordered every Amiibo on day one. So I can just give a little bit of story of what I wound up doing for my pre-orders. So on day one, the first pre-order I was able to secure was for a Mario Kart bundle Switch 2 at Target. And then that, like, a lot of people were getting them canceled and stuff, so that's why I did 2 more pre-orders. I wound up being able to get a regular one and a Mario Kart bundle Switch 2 at Walmart. And then I ordered my Pro controller from Walmart as well. And then I also placed an order for every Amiibo that they announced and launched from Target and from Walmart, just so I would have a backup because triple's the safest. What's interesting is that Walmart killed it. They delivered it this morning. It looks like they did store delivery instead of warehouse delivery. So the shipment came to the store and was staged at my nearest Walmart, which is like 12 minutes from my house. And then I watched it this morning. They texted me and said, "Hey, your Switch 2 is coming." And I was able to watch it come from the store over like 12 minutes away to my house. So that was really cool, and amazing. I mean, they had it on my doorstep at 6:35. The one of the switches and the Pro controller, and then the other switch came at 6:47 a.m. So they had only promised it being delivered by 10 p.m. today, but absolutely incredible customer service from them. I was so stunned. Like, Walmart is not normally who I think of for great customer service, but they even sent like a box, a little tube of Pringles and a Coke. Uh, and it had a little thing that was like, "Here's some complimentary snacks for your gaming session today. Enjoy your Switch," which was a really nice touch and just kind of stunning. Free shipping, pretty amazing. Not to like glaze the shit out of this like horrible corporation, but pretty incredible customer service from them. On the flip side, I normally like to pre-order things from Target, or buy my games at Target. I don't normally like to pre-order from them, but I like to buy my games at Target because I have a Target credit card, so I get 5% off everything I buy, which is a great, huge discount. So I love to normally buy things from them, but my Switch hasn't even shipped yet, and that is not coming until June 10th. I pre-ordered that the minute that it was available to pre-order. And yeah, it's not going to come till June 10th. If that was my Switch, that was the only pre-order I could achieve, I would be pretty fucking bummed out. So that really sucks. And I kept all the pre-orders because, I have a coworker who wasn't able to secure a pre-order, and then my mom wanted one, and she wasn't able to get one either. So it's not like I'm scalping. I'm not a piece of shit. The extra amiibos that I have, I know no one is going to want, so I'm just going to return the extra set that arrives. Um, the ones from Walmart are supposed to come tomorrow, and then the set from Target is supposed to come also June 10th. So I'll probably wind up returning like the ones that come from on June 10th to the Walmart, because they're not going to know which one came from which, and the Target ones are way cheaper. But yeah, I mean, Walmart is the ones that absolutely killed it here for the pre-orders. I didn't get a pre-order from GameStop or Best Buy. I wasn't able to get their websites to work when those pre-orders were up, so I wasn't able to do any of the midnight pickup in store stuff last night. But honestly, I wouldn't have been able to anyways because I am so ill. I probably wouldn't have felt like going anyways. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. Walmart crushed it. Absolutely crushed it. Um, the amiibos were really expensive this go around. I think that the Street Fighter 6 amiibos, which they released 3 of, were $40 each. And then the Zelda amiibos, they did new ones of the champions from Tears of the Kingdom. There were 4 of those, 5 of those. Back to Google. I can't remember because I had to order so much crap. What are the new amiibos? It was 4, yeah. So it's Yunobo, Riju, Tulin, and Sidon. Those are $30 actually. They're $29.99. And then the Street Fighter 6 amiibos, Jamie, Luke, and Kimberly, the new characters from Street Fighter 6, were $40 each. And then also, I did also order a set of the Street Fighter 6 amiibo cards, which was also $40. That's a full set of an amiibo card for every single Street Fighter 6 character. Also because I have a very serious problem. I have a very serious amiibo problem. Animal Crossing's downloaded. So let's actually just launch that real quick. I sort of want to see how it runs. Oh, interesting. Children, please read this with your parent or guardian. Since this is the first time Animal Crossing New Horizons has been played on the system, you may be presented with a screen about setting up resident data after this. These are important settings, so please review the information before you continue. What's the information? It's on their website. I'm a parent or guardian. Okay, this is how to set it up. So start it. God, this cough is just brutal. I have bronchitis. If you're not one of my friends and you're randomly watching this, currently there's existing resident data on the Switch system that is not linked to any user account. Would you like to play using existing data or start fresh? Select existing data, obviously. Display data. Choose the name of the person you want to play as. Yes, I want to play as that island resident. Linking current user. Do not touch power. Data has been updated. You'll now start playing as me. So, there's not an official update for this game yet. I think there's one coming that's going to add higher resolutions and stuff. But I think this game is supposed to run a little quicker and load a little faster. But I am not seeing that so far. Nice big Animal Crossing. Okay, I want to see if it loads any quicker. To me, it sort of seemed like that initial load was about the same length. Yeah, this feels about the same. That's about the same. Maybe that update won't happen in for a while. Okay. Awesome. Well, great. My Animal Crossing save transferred. So thank you for fixing that issue, Nintendo. Good. I don't want to lose my save again, which I've put like another 50 hours into. Okay. Well, I don't think I was really talking about anything else. I was just talking about Amiibo stuff. This video is already going to be like an hour of me rambling. But yeah. Amiibos, Pro Controllers. Oh, one funny thing was that for GameStop's the reason I had to order from them was because the Amiibo cards are exclusive to GameStop. And those are $40, $39.99. And they had free shipping at $50 or $15 shipping, I think. So I added a carrying case and screen protector combo thing for the Switch 2 in order to get over the 50 to get the free shipping, because that was like $20. So I got that for like $5 basically. So nice nice of you to do that, I guess, but yeah, that's truly going to be it. So I'm going to go play games now. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this exhaustive, extensive coverage of the Switch 2. Bye-bye.